Okay, this is to show you quickly how to do a slatted wall very fast and easy inside Promob. I did find while I was having a look under decor, there's a section under decor, this over here, where you can go to panels, and they do have this composite panel here that if you pull down, I'll just show you what it is. They do have this one that looks like slats and things that you could obviously rotate and things and put 2 or 3 together. But there's a much easier way of making a custom built slat wall like that, or slat panel system. So what you can do is you can come up to the top here. I'm just going to build a rectangle. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to right click on the wall so the wall turns yellow because I want it attached to the wall, and I'm just going to pull a section down. Once I've pulled the section down, I'm going to go back to my select tool, and over here I'm going to change the size of this panel that I want. So my width I'm going to make 80 millimeters. My depth, or height in this case, is going to be the thickness of the material, which is going to be 16 millimeters, and I'm going to make this one 1200. Okay, I'm going to pull this up, and what I'm going to do on this particular one, I want it to run across the top here with several slats just to show you. So before I do that, I'm going to change the material, because if I don't change the material now, I can change it later on, no problem, but I'm going to have to select each panel to change the material. So I know what material I want to use for this. I'm going to go down to material, and I'm going to use this PG Bison material here, and I'm just going to drop it on there. I'm going to say all, so that the material is changed. So when I do my multiples of this, I don't have to sit there and paint each panel. Otherwise you have to do them individually. But you can still do it that way, it just takes a little bit longer. So I know I'm going to use that material for my slats. So I'm going to come up here to array. I'm going to use the X array over here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to press it so it goes to 2, so I can see where it's going in the right direction, which is perfect. I'm going to click over here because I want to measure from the edge of the panel, not from the side of the panel. I want to measure from the edge of the panel. And over here, I'm going to put in 20 millimeters, 20, and I'm going to go back to where I've got 2. And now I'm just going to click on that, and I'm just going to add as many as I need. And you'll see it's automatically putting the gap in between for me. So once I've got those in position like that, I can come down here and I can say group items if I want them to be all together. If you want them all as individual, then don't group it, but then every time you move it, you're going to have to move each one individually. If you just want to move this across to a different area or a different space, rather group them. You can always ungroup them afterwards, but bear in mind once you've ungrouped them, they're all going to be single panels. So I'm going to say insert, and I've now created my slat wall that I'm looking for. Okay. Obviously, if I delete this, so if I press delete, I could do them a bit thinner. So again, I can go back, right click on the wall, and I'm going to make a much thinner one. So what I'm going to do here is, let's make this, instead of 80 millimeters, I'm going to make this 40 millimeters. So it's going to be half the size. I'm going to make that 16 again, and let's keep it at 1200. I'm just going to pull it up and bring it down to the top where I want it. And again, I can change the material color. So let's change it to something different. Let's use this one. There we go. And what I'm going to do now is go back to array. I'm going to tell it that I'm going to need one there just so I can see it's the right direction. I'm going to click over here, and these are much finer, so I'm going to give it a 15 millimeter space, and I'm just going to put them across as many as I need. So I want to fill that area like that. I'm going to say group, insert, and now I've got a slat wall that looks like that. Okay, I hope that helps. It's the easiest way to do it. Obviously you can do them vertical or horizontal. And then once you've done that, you could even save this as a slat wall as a favorite. So you could go into favorites. I could call this slat wall if I wanted. I'm just going to say copy. I'm going to come down here. Let's change the group base slat wall. I'm going to say forward. I'm I just pull this down so I can see what it is. Makes it a bit easier for me to understand. Like that. So I can see it's a slat wall. I'm going to say forward. And in this area here, what I can do is I can click on favorites. I can come over here and say create. Let's call this slat wall. Enter. And now I've got my folder for slat wall. I can say finish. And now if I go into my favorites over here and I go along and I find my slat wall, it's going to then give me, so if I come over here, this is all my favorites. So if I go to slat wall, there's my slat wall. I can bring that in as an actual unit or area that I want to work with. So you've got lots of different options available to you. I hope this video has helped. Let me know if I can show you anything else. Thanks very much.